Why would I possibly encourage you to consider talking to your kids about adult intimacy issues at a younger age than you're probably comfortable with? Because they're probably getting exposed to some things that you don't want them exposed to, and you better get in there and counter it, deal with it, position it, or even encourage them that someday we will talk about these things. That's why I think at a pretty young age, if nothing else, we need to start a conversation with our kids about this, not about the details of anything, but to encourage them, hey, when you have questions about any of these issues, you want to talk to mom and dad. We're happy to talk to you about it. This isn't a shameful thing. This is perfectly fine. Just bring your questions to mom and dad. If you hear something on the bus, just come and ask. We'd love to talk to you about it. I know that it happens because I remember this with my kids. They were in kindergarten and they came home from their 6-block bus ride and asked about a term that I wouldn't use in public or private. My kindergartners are hearing these words and they're asking questions. Gulp. Did we answer it? No. Did we get into details? Absolutely not. But did we start to explain to them? This is where it began for us at a very young age, because we had to. We're talking kindergarten here. They're hearing these words. Hey, there are some things only adults get to know about. These are things you don't get to learn about yet. Someday you will, but not today. So you can look forward to that day. And as you mature and grow, we'll talk about them, but not now. That is where the talk began for us. We were just devastated and shocked by that. And that is why you make that decision. You know your setting. You know your kids. You know your lifestyle. But I would say this, even as you do, there's a really high probability they're getting exposed to stuff that you are not aware of. And it's better to be the one who engages in the conversation, even if it's just by starting to ask questions. What do you know about? Do you understand these things? Are the kids talking about this? Has anybody ever mentioned? And again, you don't even need to get into them, but to be aware of what your kid is getting out there so that you can start to direct it and you're the one in control of that information. It's probably sooner than later. Well, thank you, Carol. I can't wait to try some of that low-sodium peppermint lasagna. Sounds delicious. Let's get to the weather, shall we? As you can see, we are going to have a massive warm front moving its way up the eastern seaboard, expecting temperatures upper 90s and low 100s. Unless, of course, you're outside of Christ. Then on Judgment Day, it is going to be hot. Back to you, Carol. Not only hot, weeping, gnashing of teeth. And so thirsty, your tongue's going to be stuck to the roof of your mouth. You're just going to wish for a storm to come through, which you folks down in the South can be expecting on Wednesday.